It's the Midwest Sheep and Goat Market Report on the Rural Radio Network. I'm your show host, Clay Patton. Thanks so much for joining us along as we head in towards the middle part of August. We're looking at the week of August the 19th, and the Midwest Sheep and Goat Market was fully steady in the Midwest with the week prior. Now, really, if you break this down in more of a regional outlook, southern sales seem to be outliers to the top side. A lot of sales reporting about $5 to $10 a hundredweight higher for most classes of slaughter stock. Meanwhile, you go to more northern sales, and that's where we saw several instances of being $5 to $10 a hundredweight lower for most classes of slaughter stock. So that's where I find as kind of a nice median range, and we kind of right down the middle for a solid weekly steady market versus in comparison with last week's sales. Now, with that being said, it does look like there was a little bit of demand on the replacement side of the market, as we did see Sioux Falls Regional Livestock noting that those quality blackface ewes were really in high demand and really caught a lot of buyer attention as they came through the ring. So hopefully really what we're looking at there is we're seeing some producers wanting to buy back in and continue to grow the U.S. small ruminant herd, where drought really took its toll on our numbers just a year ago. Now, through the next few weeks, we could see increased marketings for ranchers that were wanting to move stock. That's as we see another record heat wave likely to come through a good portion of the market region here, and really it's going to have some widespread heat implications. Of course, we know the southern plains have already been dealing with it. Northern plains, though, have had a little bit of reprieve from some of that, so we'll likely see some of that come back over across the top. So again, if heat stress is a concern, that may force some ranchers to go ahead and move some of that stock a little sooner rather than later. Now, if you're watching for ethnic holidays in which to market some livestock as well, Rosh Hashanah coming up September 15th through the 17th. This holiday calls for medium to heavyweight slaughter wool lambs, so about 60 to 100 pounds are preferred for Rosh Hashanah. Meanwhile, Prophet's birthday, September 26th and 27th. No specific age, sex, or weight for the livestock during this holiday through what I've seen, but halal slaughter is the required method of slaughter to go with the holiday on this as well. Let's go ahead and recap kind of where the week stood on some highlighted quotes. Go to Centennial Livestock in Colorado. They sold 122 head of 117-pound wool slaughter lambs for $1.88 or $220 a head average. Upper end of the draft brought $212 a hundredweight or $249 a head. Centennial also sold 22 head of 129-pound slaughter goat wethers for $271 a hundredweight or $349 a head average. Upper end of the draft brought $298 a hundredweight or $385 a head. Kelowna, Iowa sold 43 head of shorn 125-pound slaughter wool lambs for $194 a hundredweight or $243 a head. Upper end of the draft brought $210 a hundredweight or $263 a head. Kelowna also sold 85 head of 54-pound slaughter goats for $248 a hundredweight. That's $134 a head. Meanwhile, we saw the upper end of that draft trade for $296 a hundredweight or $160 a head. Sioux Falls Regional Livestock sold 102 head of 54-pound wool feeder lambs for $227 a hundredweight or $123 a head. Sioux Falls also had the biggest run of slaughter wool lambs for one draft, 1,229 head. They brought $205 a hundredweight or $264 a head on the average. The upper end of the draft, though, brought $219 a hundredweight or $282.50 a head. Producers Livestock in San Angelo, Texas sold 213 head of 73-pound hair lambs for $204 a hundredweight or $149 a head. Upper end of the draft brought $218 a hundredweight or $159 a head. San Angelo also sold 413 head of 64-pound slaughter goats for $263 a hundredweight or $168 a head. Upper end of that draft brought $280 a hundredweight or $176 a head. Let's go ahead and break down your regional price quotes on the week for the wool lambs. We'll start on the 20 to 40 pounders. Thin test of them, 120 to 231 a hundredweight. 40 to 70 pound wool lambs, 175 to 227.50 a hundredweight. 70 pounds and up, 150 to 225 a hundredweight. On the hair lambs, 20 to 40 pounders, 150 to 230 a hundredweight. 40 to 70 pound hair lambs, 150 to 256 a hundredweight. 70 pounds and up, 150 to 235 a hundredweight. On the wool ewes, not enough applicable trade on the stocker side, but for the slaughter ewes, 40 to 125 a hundredweight on those high dressing ewes. Rams brought 40 to 170 a hundredweight. On the hair ewes, again, not enough solid numbers for a complete replacement test of the market. Slaughter hair ewes, though, 50 to 185 a hundredweight. Hair rams, $70 to $190 a hundredweight. Kid goats, 20 to 40 pounders, $100 to $345 a hundredweight. 40 to 70 pound kid goats, $150 to $340 a hundredweight. 70 pounds and up, $180 to $310 a hundredweight. On the goat withers, 70 pounds and up, $190 to $300 a hundredweight. Slaughter does, medium and fleshy, $110 to $225 a head. Replacement quality does, $125 to $250 a head. On the slaughter bucks, $145 to $235 a hundredweight. None of applicable trade for the breeding side on the goat bucks. That is the latest here in your Midwest Sheep and Goat Market Report. Make sure you're subscribed on Spotify and always check out the full report when you visit ruralradionetwork.com.